Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill, self-belief coach and business coach and founder of the Vivid Business Club. Very happy and wonderful to have you here listening to my voice through whatever device you have chosen to listen to me through. I'm very grateful that you're here listening. This is a special one. It's not going to be too long today. It's going to be about 20 minutes. But this is all about normalizing discomfort, because for you to get over your procrastination and to stop it once and for all, you need to normalize discomfort and know that feelings of discomfort are not a sign of inadequacy. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say it quite a lot of times, actually. Feeling uncomfortable is not a sign of inadequacy. Before I carry on, I would just like to remind you, if you haven't already, to go and check that you subscribe and follow the podcast. It's very much appreciated, and it is like you're giving me a high five, and that high five, don't leave me hanging. It's just me just saying to me, do you know what, Claire, you give me the value. I can do so much with this podcast. And I think that if you actually sat down and implemented everything that I talk about in this podcast, you would already have a very successful business. And my FaceTime on the screen, the reactions has just happened again. So that's good. I wonder if it's still going to have the balloons are back. I don't know what one the fireworks is. No, don't know. Anyway, brilliant. Fantastic. I don't know how to turn that off. Anyway, okay, so have you subscribed and followed? Yeah? Good. I've got a little bit of a new strategy with the podcast. If you're an avid listener, you will know that usually I will have a guest this week, but I'm doing another solo one, and actually speaking to the biggest fan of the No Rest for the Vivid podcast, one of my best friends, Shama. This episode is dedicated to Shama and only Shama, because she is the biggest fan of the podcast and gives me fantastic feedback on how I can make this podcast better, and suggested that I need to do more solo episodes. So here I am. So thank you, Shama. Everyone, if you know who Shama is, which you probably don't, she is Shama Makes Cakes on Instagram. She's a wonderful human being, and was very upset that I didn't mention her in a previous podcast about how my friends have brought me up. I'd just like to say Shama is 100% part of me growing up and bringing me up. And a special shout out to her dad's lamb mince biryani. And the samosas that I thought Shama used to make from scratch, but actually didn't, out of a packet. But they were really, really good. So yeah, I love her. And we went out on Saturday. We went out for our other friend, Serena's 40th, and we went to the Duck and Waffle in London. And she was showing me all of the episodes she's listened to of the podcast. And I don't think there's anybody. Actually, there's a couple of Vivid Business Club members that have binged it all. But yeah, I'm just very lucky to have Shama, and I hope you all have a Shama in your life. Shama, was that good enough? Let me know. Right, but this is why there are more episodes from me, because I want this podcast to be incredibly educational and value packed, enough for you to do a lot with it without having to commit to anything else. This is absolute free value because I love to do it. And that's why I'm live streaming on Instagram exactly the same time now, because it's important to me that these kinds of conversations happen. And on the No Rest for the Vivid podcast, there have been lots, when I am interviewing guests, I want them to share their stories of when doubt and discomfort has happened for them and they've moved through it. And I just don't think enough of these stories are shared at all. And I want it to become normalised. I want people to say, my goodness, I have had such a difficult day today. I felt really, really uncomfortable, to the point where I had to have a cry. And I'm going to tell you about this on Monday, just because this was yesterday. I was feeling incredibly uncomfortable. Incredibly uncomfortable. I was doing unfamiliar things. I've just launched the Productivity Academy, and launching something new is obviously quite daunting. You don't know if people are going to want it. Obviously, they are, though, because it's going to be amazing. And the reason why I'm so sure that people do want it is because I've listened. I've listened to you, if you're listening. I've listened to people like my members in the Vivid Business Club. I've listened to my clients. I've listened to my Dream Team Mastermind. I've listened to people that are saying, like, there are certain things that I put off because I don't feel I'm good enough to get it done. I'm scared of success. And my doubt is telling me that I can't get it done. It feels too big for me. I don't want to do it because it's boring. Like, all of these things, there was always a task if there's a task in front of us that we're procrastinating, there is always a reason for that. And I really believe that what I know, it is rooted a lot in that doubt, or the task is boring. But what happens, especially if we are doubting ourselves and our self-belief isn't really dialed up enough, we will interpret those uncomfortable feelings and feeling like you want to cry, because that's what uncomfortable feelings do. You think straight away, because society associates tears as weakness, that you therefore are not up to the game. You're not up to it. You shouldn't be on the pitch. You shouldn't be playing because you haven't got the skills. You are not the kind of person that runs a successful business. And that is just not true. It is so far beyond the truth. What you actually are feeling are feelings of discomfort because you are being courageous. We had so yesterday I was feeling incredibly uncomfortable, to the point where I had to have a cry, and I actually started crying in front of my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, just because in that moment I thought, oh, am I going to be able to do this? And the feeling, it like rose up from inside me, like, I just needed to cry. It's very difficult to explain the feeling unless you're in it. It's like giving birth, I think, probably in contractions. But um, it feels just itchy and achy and sad. You feel sad and frustrated at exactly the same point, but it is all just discomfort. Now, I know this, and I know it's just like going on a bear hunt. You can't go over it, you can't go under it, you have to go through it. There is no way that there is, you can avoid it by procrastinating. But what happens is that either that task that you're procrastinating and avoiding, the weight of it, the burden, the energy that it takes to be, oh God, I've still got to do it. I've still got to do it. It starts to really drain you. It's like having a program on in the background in your laptop that's draining your energy, but you can't see that it's doing it. It's draining the battery, and you don't know like that it's there. You know it's there, but you can't put your finger on. Why do I feel extra frustrated? Why do I feel extra tired? And it's because of this burden of this task that you're putting off again and again and again. There's another like energy leak when we avoid, like, if we have an area of our house that we want to tidy, or putting clothes away putting clean clothes away. Now, I know I always use these examples of like going around the house, and sometimes I feel like I'm generalizing what women have to do around the house, but I definitely not in my house, because my husband does all the washing, and so he folds it all, he sorts it all, and then I just have to put it away. The reason we do that is because we are split down, though I do think I have a few more jobs than him. We need to rejig the list. But that, everything's 50% in our house, to the point, even to the point where, like, he has to make the drinks Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and bank holidays, and I do the rest of the time. Would you rather have a cup of tea brought to you in the morning, in the week, at the weekends, or in the week? I think the weekends, don't you think? I've got a sweet deal with that one, I think. Also, cooking. I do the cooking and choose the meals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. though usually we have a dinner at my mother-in-law's. And then he does Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Anyway, I've just gone on a tangent about that, but I just think it's really useful. I love knowing how families work and like the internal workings of how you get through the day together. Anyway, so what was I doing? What was I saying? What was I saying? Discomfort. Oh yeah, putting the clothes away. So you'll have like a pile of clean clothes, and every time you walk past that pile, or every time you walk past that um untidy area of your house that you want to sort, or you walk past like some chips of paint that you really want to deal with, or you walk past some like weeds in the garden, or a pile of papers and it's just sitting there, you need to sort them. All of these things leak your energy, and it's just like that task that you are avoiding. So I was feeling really uncomfortable yesterday, and I knew the only way to process that was to go through it. And part of that was me taking lots of deep breaths, making sure my nervous system was really regulated. I made sure I did all of the things to build up my warrior energy. I did my exercise, I did my journaling, I brain dumped, I did a really comprehensive to-do list for the day. I had my Pomodoro timer. Like my Pomodoro timer was on fire yesterday, like making sure I got everything done. I actually adapted my timers to make sure that I did things on a certain amount of time, because sometimes if you're using a Pomodoro timer, that's 25 minutes. And when you take into consideration the Parkinson's law, where the task will fit the amount of time you give it. So sometimes if you want to get really busy, you reduce your timers and not have 25 minutes. But I'm covering that in my Productivity Academy, by the way, which I'll talk about in a minute. But those feelings of like, I'm launching a new course that I know is going to transform people's lives. They're going to go from feeling really scattered and overwhelmed and feeling guilty that they're not around for their families enough, which makes them feel really frustrated, but also makes them feel really exhausted. And ultimately, like, really impacts your mental well-being, to a life that is balanced and efficient and productive, to the point where they get to the end of the day of like, you get to the end of the day, you do your to-do list and you feel so accomplished. You're just like, oh my God, I am a badass. I've just done all of those things. I've just managed to do the shit things first. Like that feeling. The Productivity Academy is going to cover, I'm going to give, wait a minute, I better, what am I doing? No, I'm all over the place. But quickly, there's 6 chapters in the Productivity Academy. The sales page is incredibly comprehensive, so that's going to take you through everything that's included. I've got an amazing bonus on organizational structure. I've got another bonus on a content planner that keeps you consistent with delivering that. I've got the 6 chapters cover why you procrastinate, different types of procrastination, self-belief, why procrastination links to self-belief and doubt, about timers, how to control time, how to time block, how to organize Canva, your photos, your files on your computer, like your emails, loads and loads. It is I'm pouring everything I know about productivity and organization into this course, and for now and until 17th of July at 8 p.m. it is. So July 17th, 8 p.m. is when this special introductory offer ends, of £197 or 3 payments of £75. And it's never going to be this cheap again. And the reason why I'm cutting it off then is so that people can come into the course. It's like a founding member introductory kind of thing. We're going to have a little exclusive Facebook group where I'm going to make sure that everybody's implementing what I'm teaching. Is going to be drip fed, because the worst thing you want to do is get a productivity course that overloads you. What's the point in that? No, this is built for people that are time poor right now, that want to be more productive, to fit that into their schedule. And what was I saying? So that ends on the 17th of July. But this is going to be like it's really important as an online business owner. And if you are an online business owner right now, it's really important to have an element of a way to help more people than you currently can help if you're service based. And having a course does that, because oh my God, I adore the membership, obviously. And I've got the Warrior Boss Academy course inside of there. And I'm really like, the Vivid Business Club is never going to be a membership where there's thousands of people. It's just not my style. I love knowing everybody in there, and I love that I can support them in the way I do. So it's never ever going to be one of those memberships where you just come in and like you can basically binge all of the training. You come for the content, but you're going to stay for the community. And then I've got obviously my Dream Team Mastermind, which I'm still buzzing about. Like, I love it so much, and my one-to-one work. But my one-to-one work is slowing down a little bit because I do want to invest more time into the Vivid Business Club. I do want to invest more time to the Dream Team. So how can I help more people? Create a course. And I've done it. And this is something that I've been procrastinating over for a very long time because it made me feel uncomfortable. And the reason it made me feel uncomfortable is because if I set up all of the income streams into my business, having the passive income, and obviously I've got recurring revenue from the Vivid Business Club, which is amazing. If I've got passive income streams that I'm driving traffic towards that, and I have everything like nailed, I'm consistent with my content, I'm showing up, I've got people like listening to the podcast like you are right now, I've got everything set up, I'm organized to shit, like I'm the most organized person ever, I'm the most productive person. If I've got all of that in place, I'll really know if it's working. I will really know if I'm meant to do this, because there will be no reason for me not to have to work at it. There won't be any reason for me for it not to work. So the only reason if it's not working will be me. So sometimes we leave reasons on the table to fall back on, so the buck doesn't end with us, because that's so much safer for our doubt to know that we can blame other people. Now, if you'd listened to Monday's episode, the episode just gone, that was a spicy bloody episode. You know why? Because I needed to call you out and tell you the reason why you're not getting to where you want to get to is because of you. Now, that's not me being savage, but the thing is that you can control you. We can't control Instagram algorithm. We can't control who sees our content. We can't control TikTok. We can't control who opens our emails. We can control our output. We can control our consistency. We can control our boundaries. We can control what we say no to and what we say yes to. And when that is the only thing left, we cannot hide behind it. And I think I was hiding behind the fact that I hadn't got these income streams and being consistent with certain things, just because I was like, it might show that I'm not supposed to be doing this. And I remember working through it and thinking, but my instinct is telling me that this is what I should do. All I've ever done is follow my instincts and follow my heart. That's why I've got this heart tattoo on my hand, by the way, because you're pointing, follow your heart. And I've followed my heart to here. And I've done a freak lot of work on my mind and my mindset and my energy and how I see myself and my self-worth. And it has not been easy. And at some point, it's going to loop back around to the point of this podcast before I wrap up. None of that work has been easy. There was not one time when I've thought, oh, I really love digging deep and realising why I think I'm so crap or so worthless, and processing some really awful memories, and processing my critical thoughts and reframing them and really facing up to how horrible I can be to myself, or my doubt can be to me. And it has all been incredibly, incredibly uncomfortable. But I am a warrior, and so are you. And these things come to make us stronger. And this discomfort that you're feeling right now, it is just part of the process. And you have to hold your nerve, babe. And I know that it is incredibly difficult, but you just have to hold on, because it does pass. This too shall pass. Everything, the joy that you feel, like, this is why this wave is behind me on my wall, because this is the wave that we experience when we are business owners. There is ups and downs, but we are always growing and we are always moving forward. And the only way through this discomfort is to go through it. And on the other side, you've got the armor and the scars to show that you've done the time, you've done the uncomfortable stuff. And because of that, people will see your integrity, they will see your authenticity, they will see that you have fought for where you are. There's a line in Beyonce's new album about they don't know how hard I've had to fight for this. Like, I know how hard you're fighting for this because I've done it, and I'm still fighting every day because it's freaking worth it. And the only way that you can get used and normalizing discomfort, the only way we can normalize these feelings of discomfort so that everybody around you knows what discomfort is. It's like when you're going for a job interview. You're going for a job interview and you feel uncomfortable, and we're doing this all of the time as business owners, but normalizing that and getting yourself in a group, I can thoroughly suggest and recommend the Vivid Business Club. Go and add your name to the wait list. It is if it's not in the show notes, it is on my Instagram bio links. Go and add your name to that wait list, because when you are surrounded by people that are in the same shoes as you or have walked that path before you, it is normalizing discomfort, so that when you feel it, you're not like, oh my God, I'm so shit. Nah, you're not. You're just feeling the feelings. It will pass. We're going to move through it. We're going to help you. We're going to be there. We're going to lift you up. And we're going to show you that it is all worth it. And the reason I'm saying this about procrastination is that when you have to face those tasks, you're going to feel uncomfortable. Start practicing feeling discomfort and facing those tasks with the help of my masterclass, my Productivity Academy course, using those skills, using what I can teach you to help you face them in a confident way with courage, so that you can move forward, so that you can build the business of your dreams, so that you can be the kind of online business owner that you dream to be. Because I believe in you. I promise. I believe in you. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here doing this podcast, telling you right now. And if this episode has landed in your lap, or you're watching it on Instagram and it's live, you are meant to hear this. Go do the bold thing. Feel uncomfortable and just do it. Get through it. You are not inadequate, my love. You are growing and you are brave for doing it. You've got this. And sometimes actually I just have to give myself a cuddle and go, you're safe. You've got this. Okay? Don't listen to your doubt. It's all bullshit. Well, listen to it sometimes, because sometimes it can give you good things to like point in the direction of helping you. And I think probably I need to do a whole podcast again on that one. Okay, I've got a sneeze brewing, so I'm going to end before I sneeze, so I don't have to edit it out. Has it gone? Might be gone. And I've got to wrap this up because I am now going to go and join my productivity VIPs. I've got a sneeze. Oh. Sorry, I'm not editing that sneeze out. I can't be bothered. I'm a human being and I sneeze. I'm a human being and I sneeze. There you go. So what are you going to do? Nothing, because it's done. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go and join my VIPs. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you want to hear on this podcast. You can send an email to beliefteam@clarehill.uk. Make sure you're following and subscribing. If you're listening on Spotify, you can tell me in the questions. There's a way that I think you can even leave voice notes, which is brilliant. Go ahead and do that. This is your podcast. I'm serving you, so make the most out of it and tell me what you want me to cover. Right. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. I'll speak to you soon.